Hello and welcome, my name's Mack and you are going to be watching soon the Followers Focus number 3. Before I get started, I should send out a few thank yous. I've had quite a few messages from people, mod authors, gamers like myself and all sorts. It's been very positive and thank you very much for your what the hell? Die! Yeah, thanks very much for your suggestions and stuff. Keep them coming in, and thanks very much for the feedback and the views and the subscriptions and stuff. It's very cool. But oh my god, I don't know why I'm killing all these people, but thanks very much anyway, and let's get on with the Followers Focus number 3. Go! Okay, and first up we have Walks Among Clouds by Undead Rufus. This is an Argonian follower, as you can tell. We don't really get many of those in the game, but so I thought I'd include one of those. It's at Rorkestead, which is not far from Morol, down to the southwest down there. And I found him wandering about. As far as I understand, he can be anywhere around here. As you can see, he's wearing some Dark Brotherhood armor. He's dual wielding, and he's pretty good. For easier enemies, he's kind of like the pwn, but for slightly harder ones he does hold his own, but he's not OP or anything. So here's some of the stats that you can see. I think this is level 30 my particular character is, so you can see the stats for that kind of level. Just a little bit of a close-up of what he actually looks like. I think he looks pretty cool, and I like the fact that you can have a Rorkestead, an Argonian even, as your companion. But with the easier enemies, like I mentioned before, things like this happen. I was just running and all of a sudden I heard this fight and I turned around and there's a dead saber cat there and he's just stood there looking innocently. I mean, Chuck is like pretending like nothing's happened, but I know what's happened there. But on tougher enemies, this is on legendary by the way, he's pretty good. He doesn't do an excessive amount of damage. He doesn't go die straight away, which is really annoying for some followers, but he's quite well balanced and I quite liked him, and it's kind of cool having an Argonian with you. You know, you don't really get too many of those in the game for companions, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, definitely worth having a little bit of a closer look at this one, because yeah, he was pretty tidy. I quite enjoyed playing with him. Oh, and yeah, while I was getting some footage, I forgot about cliffs and also to get dressed. Brilliant. Genius. Oh dear, the fail. Anyway, let's move on to Michelle and Arwyn Lunari followers. Now, everyone loves a babe in Skyrim. Let's be honest. Don't lie. Don't pretend. But this mod gives you 2. They're for UNP and CBBE, so that's kind of cool. Covers both types of body types. This is Michelle first of all, and it doesn't take a genius to work out already that she's kind of mostly about the bows and archery and that kind of stuff. So she's got some pretty decent stats, but aside from that, I mean, she looks kind of cool as well. She's in the Sleeping Giant in Riverwood, and the next one, Arwyn, is in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, and here she is. Now she's a bit more of a kind of a tanky type, so if you think about what you're getting a range type and you're getting a tanky type, so you can either have both with you or you can just have one if you've got a follower mod that allows you to have more than one follower, of course. But what they are is they work really well as a team. But first of all, let's have a look at them. This is their default armor sets, their default looks, as they were when I got them, and I think you'll agree, you know, they look pretty tidy, very pretty, so it's kind of nice as you're running around, you kind of see them every now and then, which is always nice. In amongst the harshness of Skyrim, you get some uber babes. So yeah, but as I was saying, the kind of main part of them, apart from obviously the fact that they're babes, which is nice, is the fact that they hold their own. I'm now fighting a giant on legendary. Well, I say they are, and as you can see, they work really well as a combination. You've got Arwyn kind of tanking, just one-handed weapon she's got at the moment, and Michelle's kind of at the back doing a bit of archery. But what I liked about them was that they were quite well balanced. It's not like they were like, you know, OP and they could just live through anything. Michelle tended to keep her distance quite well. As you can see, she's not trying to move in, she's just keeping her distance and pounding away. But also they're not invulnerable. There's Arwyn's just gone down there. So yeah, I thought they were quite good. I like the way they look. Obviously you can customize the way they look a little bit as much as you like that kind of thing. But what I liked about them was the kind of, when you get them both, they're a really quite balanced pair, depending on what difficulty you're playing on. Maybe you want to learn a new character or something, and you need someone that can hold a bit of aggro or that kind of thing. And you could do worse than these two, because they're pretty well balanced, they're sexy, and yeah, what more do you want, people? God damn. Yeah, me. Alright, next up is Killer Rabbit, the Senor Pato, or Senor Pato. This guy did my companion chicken, which, you know, I'm in love with, but so I thought, you know, I'll give another one of his mods a go. So kind of south of Iverstard is Honeybrown Cave, just about there. It's not too far to run from that little town up here. You might encounter an enemy or something like that along the way, but it's nothing too drastic. And basically you're going to go inside the cave. Now it doesn't take a genius to work out that this companion is based on the Holy Grail, the Monty Python film, where there's a killer rabbit that savages a bunch of crusaders. And I got quite excited because I love my chicken companion. He's cool. He doesn't fight, but he's very, very cool. I really like him. So I thought, let's have a look. And when I went into the cave, obviously there's loads of dead bodies of all sorts of really high ranking enemies. There's even a dragon priest over the back, as well as this ancient dragon here, and various other beasties. And just lurking up on the little kind of mound up there is our little friend, the killer rabbit, with a little bit of blood on his nose. Oh my god, it's horrible. Now I had to do a little bit of tweaking here because I had to make sure that I didn't have any companions at all active before I could pick him up. Look, he's terrifying. So yeah, I had to kind of do a console command to sort that out. You also get the Holy Hand Grenade, which is also mentioned in the Holy Grail, which does a large amount of damage. And if you are a Holy Grail fan, you'll enjoy this little speech in the book you pick up as well, which is the one that Michael Palin gives at the beginning as he's blessing the Holy Hand Grenade and stuff. So that's kind of a nice little reference. But I thought, well, why don't we test this little guy? So I went and found a dragon on legendary difficulty, and what I found was he's mostly I don't want to say useless, but he draws a lot of attention from enemies. They do want to punch him in the face, but for a killer rabbit he's kind of more filler than killer. Look at him, his dragon's landed and he's just run away. Bye, do you want to come and help fight this thing? Oh my god, where's he gone? So I kind of thought, okay, let's get him in the fight. Maybe he's got stuck. So I kind of thought, you know, Fosradar, and pushed him into the fight. Now the dragon's focused his attention massively on the little rabbit, but the rabbit does actually run away quite a bit. He's kind of standing his ground now, but he didn't really seem to attack very much for a killer rabbit. I mean, it's kind of slightly gory, he's covered in blood, but so I kind of had to end up killing this dragon. But to be honest, with some of Senor Pato's companions, it doesn't matter. You know, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I love my little Dover chicken. He's awesome, little Chuck. And if you're that way inclined and you want to have a kind of cool little follower with you that can carry some stuff and just look kind of funny every now and then, you know, Killer Rabbit, and I put killer in inverted commas, is maybe a fun one to get hold of. But as for a kind of fighting companion, well, nah. Yeah, so let's move on to a more traditional follower, but in some ways not at all. Yuri the Elder Trainer by Ellis. Now, I don't know if you're like me, it's kind of a bit annoying when you have trainers for certain things in various different parts of Skyrim and you have to kind of bump into them, or when you're handing in a quest so you think, oh yeah, that guy teaches one-handed swords, oh yeah, this guy in a completely different place teaches alchemy. Well, this companion does some of that, but we'll get to that. But these are the basic stats that Yuri has. As it doesn't take a genius to work out, it's obviously a caster. Not a bad one either, but if you look at some of the options you get when you're chatting, this companion can teach you everything. Alchemy, smithing, one-handed, two-handed, all sorts of things, even the spells as well, conjuration and blah blah blah. So basically with this companion that obviously you can take with you, or you can just leave in the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, which is where you find her. You know, you can just, every time you level, just learn some more stuff from her, and you don't have to kind of do quite so much travelling. She's wearing the Psychic armour, which is quite nice. I think it suits her quite well. And also in combat, she's not a slouch. She does get stuck in. She uses a fairly reasonable balance of spells. She's not OP or anything like that. So what you get really with this companion is you get quite a rounded companion, one that can pump out some decent damage and doesn't die every 5 minutes. But also you get that kind of element of being able to kind of, every time you level, you don't have to go and find your trainer. You can just go and speak to her, and you can skill up through her. So it's quite a handy companion to have around. I like the idea of that. And even if you don't want to take her out, and you're not really sure about having a magic companion with you, that's okay. You can just leave her in the Bannered Mare and go back there, and it's kind of a one-stop shop kind of thing. I found her really powerful, and I mean, oh my god. But she's never going to beat Chuck for me. I mean, go and get the dragon, go get him. Oh my god, frozen chicken. But yeah, check out Yuri. Really, really nice, nicely balanced mod. So let's move on to a kind of a companion that is many companions. Hordes of Things by Sinks. This basically is a bit of a kind of follower mod in a way, but you're summoning in the followers as opposed to speaking to them and chatting to them. Now these are books are available right the way through the leveled list. They drop from mages, that you can buy them from people like this in Dragon's Reach, anyone that sells kind of spell books, and there's various different types of creature you can summon in. I tested the spiders, which is what's here, and I thought, well, let's see what they can handle. So I took them up against a legendary giant, and they kind of just got one-shotted, but that's okay. You know, they're only like quite a low-level spell compared to some of the other ones. So I summoned in a few more to see what happened, and yeah, that didn't go so well because I mistimed it, so I got owned. But a little bit later on, I went and tried them again. Now the spiders kind of obviously attack with range, kind of webs and stuff like that. Now I also tested out the rats, and what they tend to do, they kind of draw quite a lot of aggro, but they tend to run all over the place, which is good in a lot of ways. Although they can't really take much punishment, it kind of gets them off of you, so you can kind of get away and kind of regroup a little bit, or even maybe get a bit of distance. So here's the rats now, I believe. But yeah, yeah, this is the skeletons now. And I found them probably the most all-round kind of summon that you could do, the kind of followers you could do, because they instantly draw aggro from you, so you can get a distance. They can pound away. Now they don't obviously, they can't take much damage, but that's okay. It allows you to do what you need to do. So yeah, not a bad kind of set of books, and I like the way that they're through the leveled list as well. So maybe you should check those out as well. Hordes of Things, Hordes of Ownage. And yeah, just to give you a kind of a better idea of what they look like, I'll do some summons in a slightly less complicated way. Spiders, spiders, very nice. And then we have a selection of more spiders because I can't cast spells. Alright, there we go, some rabbits. Lots of rabbits. Yeah, and these ones do actually do something. Here's the rats. Yeah, very nice. Dear me. And obviously you've already seen the skeletons, but there they are again. So yeah, really nice mod this, worth checking out if you like doing spells. So there we go, my friends, that is another followers focus for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep your suggestions coming in, and check out these mods. Good number of them are really worth it. So, and until next time, I shall see you then for more Skyrim mods. Goodbye.
And before they die, they bled, I see you shoot their cry. Dovahkiin, Dovahkiin.